All right. Good morning. We're in chapter 9. We'll be talking about area and volume. Certainly going to need your calculator. So make sure you have it, get it fired up. Go ahead and clear the memory. I'm going to start on page 664. So I just fired mine up there. Okay. So the first thing we need to talk about is what is a parallelogram. A parallelogram has exactly, all right, opposite sides parallel. So this is a parallelogram because this is parallel to this and this is parallel to this, meaning we'll never touch. Uh, a square is actually a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram. Um, a rhombus is a parallelogram, right? Essentially, everything that we're responsible for in the quadrilateral realm is a parallelogram, except for a trapezoid. And we'll talk more about that later. All right. To find the area of a parallelogram, we're going to use this formula. Area equals base times height. Okay. Now, we always want to use what we call the perpendicular height. And perpendicular means that it's creating a 90-degree angle. We never want to use the slanted height, and they'll try and trick you with that. So I know it's base times height, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2, which is 12 units square. This one, when they give us the numbers, is 10 times 5, which is 50 feet square. And you'll notice I'm putting a 2 there, and that means it's square units because that means that in this case, there is no label. All right, so we're just calling it units. I don't know what the units are, but we have to label it. So it's units square. This is feet square. Area always, always, always in square units. This is going to be 11 times 7, which is 77 meters square. Okay. Now we're going to have to work backwards a little bit on some of this stuff. On number 4, it says find the height of a parallelogram if its base is 35. So essentially, if I wrote this formula down like this, if the area is 700, I put that under 700. And the base is 35, we're looking for h. There's our equation. And what we would do is divide both sides by 35. Now, when we do that, all right, we have to label it again correctly, and you're going to see that h equals 20. So 20 what? 20 centimeters. It's not the area, it's the height. We already have the area, so don't put a 2 there. Okay? The size of a parallelogram piece in a set of 10 grams is set at the right. Find the area, base, times the height. 2.6 times 5.1, and here we go. 2.6 times 5.1, and we end up with 13 and 26 hundredths. And again, this is area, so it's centimeters square. Okay. Pretty easy lesson today to start the chapter. I'll jump on the next page here and maybe do a few more with you. The word problems could be a little bit more involved here, but shouldn't have too much trouble here. Okay, so let's continue on. Maybe slide down to number 5. Okay, so really, they give us the area in all three. We have to work backwards. So essentially, we're going to be dividing this by this. So let's go ahead and do this together. 147 divided by 15 un over d, 3 down arrow 4 to the right, equals. And we need to simplify that. So we do. And I'm going to go again. I'm going to end up with 1/3. So the height is 9 1/3. So this times this should give me that. Let's go again. 140, all right, and 5/8 divided by 11 and 1 down arrow 4. And what do we get? Nope, we need to simplify again. And when I do that, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to keep going. Boy, it's nice to have a calculator. We end up with 12 and a half. I guess if I would have looked at that a little closer, I could have eliminated that, all that simplifying. Last one, 151 and 3/16 to the right, divided by 10, and 1 down arrow 4 equals, and simplify, and simplify, and simplify, 14 and 3/4. Okay, so we're working right along. I never did tell you what we're into here in terms of homework. So let me pull that up real quick so I can make sure I tell you the problems today. I'm going to actually jump on my Schoology page right now, and I actually have to log in because it's early morning here doing this, and it will just take me a second. It's only 6 minutes, so you're all right. So let me bust into this thing for next week. And real quick, man, it's so nice for you guys to have Schoology. All right, we're going to go 1 to 9. Okay. Forgot about circling that, right? We already did 6. All right, this is all really just calculator questions, right? And then we're going to jump 14 through 30. Lots of area, lots of labels. This is an interesting question here. All right. And you know what? Let's just cancel that. So let's just adapt that and just go up to 23. Okay. All right, guys. Well, listen, wish you the best. Take care, and I'll see you back in class.